Hi guys. So this is a pop-up teaching. I do these when they seem necessary, when something seems to need to be said. If you look at the week that we've had and at the news, California's on fire. The police have continued shooting people. Other people have been shooting people. People have been shooting each other. The Republican National Convention has no platform, just a guy named Trump. I'm looking through this, and it's just like, oh my, oh my, oh my. That's the news. Both the politics and the environment are all over the place. This is a matter of things being seriously out of imbalance. I also have noticed that both myself and my family are all over the place. Emotionally, people are suffering. Physically, people are suffering. I've just had a fire refugee that I've been putting up leave and have an economic refugee coming in for the next couple of weeks. This continues to happen. This instability of people, environment, and places. I went shopping one day this week. I watched fights form over nothing, over a speck of dust, over an imagined slight in the line at Trader Joe's, which is usually a fairly peaceful place. The fights, some of them had racial overtones. Some of them had no particular overtones or reasonings that I could parse. Everybody was on edge, agitated, and freaked out. This is happening not just outside of ourselves. It's happening inside of us too. I need to plug this iPad in since a lot of the stuff I'm doing is on the iPad. You all think that there's a division between what's going on inside of you and what appears to you to be going on outside of you. But that's not the case. The inside and the outside are not as separate as you think it is. In the world, the elements are out of balance. Inside you, the elements are out of balance. When you experience it internally, it's out of control emotions, not even nameable emotions. It's the 5 poisons which arise from the 5 elements, arising out of balance all over the place. Too much of one, too much of another, not enough of one, not enough of another, and in the wrong places. So the anger arises in places there's no need for anger. The fear arises in things that are not dangerous. Jealousy arises where you wouldn't expect it. Depression arises randomly, it appears. Desire arises for all the things you cannot do these days, like have dinner out with a friend. All of this is part of it. It's as much the cause as the result, as are the shootings, the random violence going on in our world, the self-protectionism that seems to occur with everyone fragmented and taking sides. We need to deal with this. First, you need to deal with it inside, because you can't deal with it effectively outside. You cannot see clearly what is doable by you in the way of social action, ecological action, or anything else while you're rolling around in confusion. Pray to your own emotions. Solve that first, and you will see what can be done. Whether it's to participate in a voting process, a protest process, a conversation, whatever step is available for you to take will be invisible to you while you're rolling in your own confusion, your own illnesses. So focus on the inside first, and it will make the necessary doings on the outside apparent. There are different ways of doing this. Ceremonial, which is of mind and speech. Physical, which is actions of the body. Mental, which is meditation. All of these ways have an effect. Work with what you can to bring things back into balance, to rebalance the elements. The strongest, most powerful ceremonial thing that can be done is a dur. You can learn this from Lama Tenzin Wangyal. Go to his site. Go find out when he's teaching it. Go hire him to do one for the world to rebalance the elements. He's a very powerful shaman in the Bon lineage with much greater ceremonial talent than I have. I'm just an old yogi. To begin, recognize the lineage and take refuge. Do it together. Chuku kuntu zongpo gompo e dorji sampagarab dorji dang Shere singibardu shinlap de tamab santata tusun chi Zogchen jupe lamala soloa deb Ergin pema junela soloa deb Dorji chang chitilo narudang Marpa mila gompo tatapa Na pupadang paldan drupa sok Kargil lama namla solua deb Ochen lama namla solua deb Druchen lama namla solua deb Shakchen lama namla solua deb Yung drung dang nyendu lama namla solua deb. And take refuge together. Outer, inner, secret, absolute, true refuge on all the levels. Sanjay Chugidun La Chapsu Chiwo Lama Idam Khandro La Chapsu Chiwo Salung Tigli La Chapsu Chiwo Chuku Longku Truku La Chapsu Chiwo Rong Sem Tong Sel Ngowo La Chapsu Chiwo. Don't just say it. Feel it. Perceive it. Recognize your own Buddha nature. First, the highest level, to rebalance within the mind. The method for this is trekcha. Trekcha, in which all the emotions arise in their pure forms, as the immaculate dance of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, of the 5 elements in harmony and balance. Recognize this as your own true nature. The imbalance arises in thoughts, feelings, and perceptions. Recognize those for what they really are. The play of the Dharmakaya nature of mind. The sparkle of the clear light nature of emptiness. See for yourself. The inherent and absolute balance of the unmoving, immutable trekcha, which is who, what you really are. See the arisings of inner and outer phenomena, thoughts, feelings, and perceptions arising in mind as mind, never becoming other than mind, dissolving in mind, leaving no trace in the infinite empty sky. This activity of non-activity, this natural resting of mind, is the fastest and purest way of bringing all of it into balance. From a point of balance, of natural balance, all doings arise spontaneously and appropriately, without you needing to figure it out using thoughts, will-o'-the-wisps, inaccurate at the best, feelings, perceptions. Among thoughts, currently now, as we are in the information revolution, which, like the agricultural and the, machine, industrial revolution, are times of turmoil as people figure out how to get on with the new stuff. Infinite information, none of which is particularly real or true, at your fingertips. The proliferation of ideas everywhere. Nobody knows what to believe. Even my students believe Trump. I talked to one the other day who chose not to vote in the last election because she believed Trump's lies about Hillary being warlike and likely to get us into wars. That wasn't her shtick. But Trump said so. Oops, it went in. All your beliefs are like that. You probably got them online off of Twitter. They're not real. All your reasons for doing things likewise. Arise in mind and dissolve in mind, never other than mind. You really cannot trust all those ideas and feelings and perceptions that you base your life decisions on. If you are not able to see the emptiness of inner and outer phenomena as it arises, then we can step back a bit and work with tantra. Tantra is powerful. It does the same thing, but it has a busyness to it, a doing. Tormas, offerings, visualizations. And this is another way to work on the balance. There is a particular Tara. Find the text. There we go. Parnashavari Tara. In some systems, she is the 20th Tara. She's called the Leaf-Clad one. She is a derivative, I don't like that word, a sequelae of an ancient Dravidian forest goddess long before the Aryans came. The white folks, the Aryans, the Brahmins came to India, the high caste ones. The Dravidians were there, slender and dark, the original inhabitants, animists, understanding and working with nature, unpolluting. They lost a war a long time ago that was immortalized in the Bhagavad Gita as a war between the gods and the non-gods, casting the Dravidians as blue non-gods, for they are very dark, almost a bluish black, with sparkling eyes and dancing hands and feet. A beautiful people, now classed as sweepers. Oops, they lost a war. But their goddesses, she of the forest, the nature goddess, Mother Nature as you know her, was taken into the pantheon of the Hindus, the Brahmins, the Aryans, and from there entered Tibet as an aspect of Tara. But she's older than Buddhism, older than Bon. One of the first elemental goddess arisings of our planet. Not exactly human, not exactly non-human. Perhaps she is a personification of Gaia herself. She is friends with Ekazati, with the Mamos. They respect her. From the aspect of this accessible Tara, you can ceremonially communicate with the Mamos, who can be thought of as the immune system of Gaia, this earth. They arise as part of elemental imbalances, which they correct without a great deal of caring whether you like the way they're doing it or not. It's like working with Ekazati. She will protect your Dzogchen practice from you, if necessary. And she doesn't care if you like the way she does it. A interesting friend to have, support to have. She has orbited around me, myself, Lena. Oh, for almost as long as I can remember, occasionally kicking my life apart at what appeared to me at the time to be most inopportune moments, right when I had it all together. Oops. That wasn't helping your practice. It might have been fun, but it wasn't helping your practice. Get the fuck out of there. Mama! Yeah, I have a tendency to scream on the way down. And she punts me off cliffs regularly. Which is why, as a friend, I highly recommend that you don't get between me and my practice. Your liking and disliking are not relevant to these elementals. The happiness of an individual bacteria is not relevant to your immune cells, your white blood cells, now is it, when they're fighting off an infection? What you can do, and we'll get to this when we get to the activity part, is not offend the white blood cells. Not add to the disarray of elements. Has to do with watching your carbon footprint and the like. But this particular Tara, Lady Parnashavari, very powerful. She is the element of nature. She is the storm, the flood, the peace of the forest, of the mountains and the valleys. The peace that will enforce itself if you try to pave it. The sacred forests are being cut. That started with the Romans who cut down the oak groves in England. To end the Druids, for the forest was their temple. Rome fell. America, the United States, and Canada, and Mexico and South America with the conquistadores, destroyed. The people there who were already living in relative harmony with nature, if not always with each other. Yeah, they fought. People do. But a balance was lost. And half the world is currently in a state of refugee right now, from this or that war and climactic crisis. You too will be in that state. If not in this life, in the next, if you manage human, which may become more scarce than it has been. So to work with tantra, to work with the Mamos, to sing to the Mamos, you will find it best to do it as Tara. As this particular Tara, I believe an image of her is being put out there on this stream, has it not?
Yeah.
See yourself as her.
You might also hold it up just in case.
This one. Identify with her. Clad in medicinal plants, in leaves. Her jewelry made of nuts and seeds, forest elements, pine cones. She is the yogini of the deep forest, the goddess of the deep forest. Identify yourself as Mother Nature for this tantric practice. Where'd that text go? I am going to talk you through becoming her. We began with refuge. From there, we move into Bodhisattva. Manam kadang nyampe semchen dewa dang den pargyurchik. Dung nyao dang nyao ngegin dang drel warchik. Dung nyel me pe dewa dang me dre wargyurchik. Ne rang chak dang ne dang drel way tenyam le pargyurchik. Where the hell are my glasses? Leonardo, can you hand me a pair of glasses from over there? Small type in Tibetan. May all Mother sentient beings, limitless as space, visualize it, life everywhere.
Will those do?
Yeah. Life everywhere. Feel it. May they all have happiness in the cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering in the cause of suffering. May they not be separated from happiness that is free from suffering. May they dwell in equanimity, free from any bias of attachment or aversion. Saksawadang chuchang chikpadang jesu rangojin solwalji gewa changzi dagge sakpa tamje dzokpe jangchup chirengo. Prostrating, offering, confessing, rejoicing, beseeching, and supplicating. I dedicate whatever slight virtue I have gathered for the complete awakening of all. Feel the Bodhisattva. Om Sabhawa Shuddho Sarva Dharma Sabhawa Shuddho Hong. Feel yourself interrelated, interactive, interpenetrating with all life, part of it. Gaia, this world. Jejo pedan jutam chidon ma nerang shinge nambardak pargam penang lirange she Pam serpo jumbala samla de leo zertrope, sem chin tam che ne dang no pe, so ajik pe dik pa dang drip tam che, jang ne o zer de tun ne. Sabon ge de ni la tampe, de yang su gyur pale, ke chikirang ni chom den de mari chomadu, sumge sanje tamchi kieyum du gyur pa. All phenomena are primordially completely pure by nature. Within the state of this meditation trekcha, I imagine that my consciousness emerges as a yellow palm syllable. From it, light rays radiate and purify the diseases and impairments of all beings in particular, as well as all their wrongdoings and obscurations. Thereafter, the light rays return and dissolve into the seed syllable, which fully transforms me instantly into the illustrious one, Pranavashari, Mother Nature, mother of all Buddhas of the 3 times. Yar this. Yar all life in the universe. You are the ecology of Earth in this form. Kudok sermo gel sumba userwa yongkarwa yengowa chadukpa yadang podorje ne padratam tanampa sumbhana danampa yonge dangdo dikzubdang jakpa ne palo bambo sumbajunamba Pema karpo tengna me pungbarwe nang na jupa de tukapanam le pema dang de wa tengpanam pam ser poleo zer trupe rang zingene eshe pachindang. With my body yellow in color, my 3 faces, yellow facing forward, left white and the right blue, 6 arms, lower right hand holds a vajra, middle a battle axe, and the upper an arrow. Lower left plays the threatening mudra, suppressing mudra, holding a noose. The middle a bundle of branches and herbs. The upper a bow. I am sitting on a white lotus in the midst of masses of fire. The Pam syllable at my heart transforms into a lotus and moon disk with a yellow Pam syllable on top of it, from which light rays radiate, inviting the wisdom beings from their natural abode, inviting all Buddhas of the 4 times in all their multifarious forms in their singularity. Here. Za hong bam ho. Ne sume partim lariang tukke sabon letro O Pewangela Rikna Korche Chindrang. They enter me and become me. Again, light rays radiate from the syllable at my heart, inviting the 5 empowerment deities and their retinue. Om Saparivara Agam Parti Soha. Om Saparivara Padam Parti Soha. Om Saparivara Pupe Parti Soha. Om Saparivara Dupe Parti Soha. Om Saparivara Aloke Parti Soha. Om Saparivara Gande Parti Soha. Om Saparivara Shipta Parte Soha. Om Sarva Tata Gata Bishintamam. All Buddhas of the 4 times, not me, all Buddhas of the 4 times grant you the empowerment. Om Sarva Tata Gata Bishika Samaya Shiri Hong. All deities, the empowerment deities, the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, pour water from a vase into the crown chakra, which fills you completely, purifying your elements and all defilements of the elements. The overflowing water turns into a Magosiddhi as a crown ornament, and the deities dissolve into yourself. Again, the offerings. Om Saparivara Agam Parte Soha. Om Saparivara Padam Parte Soha. Om Saparivara Pupe Parte Soha. Om Saparivara Dupe Parte Soha. Om Saparivara Aluke Parte Soha. Om Saparivara New Day Parte Soha. Om Saparivara Gande Parte Soha. Om Saparivara New Day Party Soha. Om Saparivara Shepta Party Soha. The Buddhas of the 4 times have empowered you. Meditate on the goddess Parnashavari. Praise her. Choko Dewa Chempo Kilkorne Yamla Sok Pene Kiljik Padang Dumin Chili Kyoppa Jepai Dundrup Trinle Yumla Jaksalo. Out of the mandala of the Dharmakaya's great bliss of vitality, you protect against dangerous diseases such as epidemics, against timely death from the elements. I pay homage to you, mother of wish-fulfilling activities. Pemedinle sar dokori trumat se weja serion ngodankor utrator tsug jiji den pai ngodrupla mokula jagsalo. Beautiful nature. Golden colored Pranavashari sitting on the lotus seat. Face of yellow, blue and white. Your hair bound in a top knot. Your being full of splendor. I pay homage to the divine body of the goddess who grants accomplishments. She is the nature of the four elements dancing in harmony. Feel yourself as this. Jetse tukje dakni chomdende. Du te me pung tabu longkina. Je sum chak truk jik je tromo je. Jamne kyang kum zela chaksalo. Embodiment of wisdom and compassion. Dwell in the midst of the masses of fires, which is the fire at the end of time, with your 3 faces and 6 arms, your terrible, wrathful countenance, one leg outstretched to perform deeds, the other bent in perfect harmony. Retro loma kunampai. Da judrata shinglo bambodzin. Dik zoom doje nampe shawari. Yum chenjo e gonla taktalo. Dressed in leaves, holding a hunter's bow and arrow, a battle axe, and a bundle of medicinal herbs. Death and life in your hands. Parnashavari, you display the threatening mudra and hold the vajra of adamantine indestructibility. Great Mother, protectress of this world, I pay homage. Retrolo magonme ugengi gelwarignam pane tukani dutse chugen bappe rangnike ludutse omaba kengbargyur. On my head, the 5 victorious ones. That's the 5 Dhyani Buddhas. That's the purification into the 5 wisdoms of the 5 poisons. This is my crown. From their hearts flow streams of milky nectar, filling the body. In this way, all imbalances, wrong inclinations, and obscurities of ways of seeing things are purified. Focus on that and we shall do the mantra. Om Pishta Parnashavari Sarva Mare Prashamani Hum. Om PISHATSI Parnashavari Savarmani Prashamani Hum. Om Pishta Prana Sarva Shava Prista. I got tangled. Om Pishita Parnashavari Sarvamani Prashamani Hum. Om Pishita Parnashavari Sarvamari Prashamani Hum. Om PISHATSI Parnashavari Sarvamani Mare Prashamani Hum. Om PISHATSI Parnashavari Sarvamani Prashamani Hum. Feel yourself returning with the flow of the transformed 5 poisons as liquid into you, who is the entire world, its entire ecosystem, just as usually you're your own ecosystem with your biome and everything else. Now you are the entire world's ecosystem in the form of this aspect of Tara. Feel it? Feel the balance returning as you say the mantra. Om PISHATSI Parnashavari Sarvamani Prashamani Hum. Om PISHATSI Parnashavari Sarvamani Mare Prashamani Hum. Om PISHATSI Parnashavari Sarvamari Prashamani Hum. Feel the balance. Fire and earth, water, air, and space dancing properly with each other as form in emptiness. Yurisam Jelkam Rangje Tardo Pajinduringe Devashik Padang Jetsunminam Kantam Chegang Warsam La Dutsigin Bape Nepam Yurisam Gyalkam Gangjang Nedang no Patam Jeorgyur. The whole world filled with the 5 Sugatas as the goddess Parnashavari. From them, streams of nectar flow down, fill the bodies of all the beings in all the regions and all the kingdoms, and their imbalances are rectified. Feel it. Everything, everywhere, all the crazies. The fires, the animals fleeing the fires, the crazy politicians, even Trump, for a moment of balance. without the demons that gnaw at his toes. Om PISHATSI PRANASHAVARI SARVA MARE PRASHA MANI HUM Om PISHATSI PRANASHAVARI SARVA MARE PRASHA MANI HUM Om PISHATSI PRANASHAVARI SARVA MARE PRASHA MANI HUM Again, the offerings. Om PISHATSI PRANASHAVARI SARVA AGAM BHARTI SOHA Om PISHATSI PRANASHAVARI Padam Bharti Soha Om PISHATSI PRANASHAVARI Pupe Parti Soha Om PISHATSI PRANASHAVARI Dupe Parti Soha Om Pishana Bhatteshawari Aloke Parti Soha Om Pishatse Parnashavari Gande Parti Soha Om Pishatsa Prana Sawari New Day Parti Soha Om Pishatsa Prana Shavari Shipta Parti Soha. Nyando, first trauma goes out.
Okay, and which text are you reading from? Martin is trying to keep up.
Oh, he can't. I'm not reading from a text. It's all in Tibetan.
Ah, okay, this goes out back?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
I just out the back door. Out of the mandala of the Dharmakaya's great bliss. Balancer, protector, I pay homage to you. Whatever I could not procure, whatever was deteriorated, whatever I did with deluded mind or made others do, I apologize for that. Oops, please forgive me. I'll try to do better next time. Choke dewa chenpo kilkorne yamla sopene ke jikpadang duminchele kyoppa jepai don drup trinle yumla chiksilto majur padang nyampo dang Gang yang dak moloi ni ge padang ni gyal tsengang de kun kola zo bar so. from here, as you are the balance, we can talk to the Mamos. Changing texts. You have these now. That one's in Tibetan. I can't really send it to you. I'll look for a version with more English, but I wasn't reading that English. That was kind of off the cuff. From now, we work with the Mamos. We're going to try to pacify the Mamos as Mother Nature. They're our immune system. We're going to try to tone down our immune system before it destroys us. Just like with COVID, when people have these immune flares, we've created the balance. Now we have to let the Mamos know. Bigger type. Jo Nang Salmamo Kandro Tog Nam La De Tong Zak Me Chotur De Bolaway Chenang Mamo Tukpe Ne Kunji Len Ke Dewa Chimbong Udrupso Sarva Daka Dakini Sapare Wara Mahabalanta Kahe Kahe. Next, Dorma.
And this is front, or does it matter?
Doesn't matter, somewhere. Om Balinta Kahe Kahe. Om Benza Sattvo Ah. This I sent to you. The Mamos and Dakinis of all that appears and exists, I offer you this torma of inexhaustible bliss and emptiness, symbolized by a few biscuits or pretzels. May all the troubles that infuriate the inner and outer Mamos be pacified, and the accomplishments of great spontaneous bliss be bestowed. Sarva Daka Dakini Mahabalinta Kahi Kahi. Mantra. Om Benza Sato Ah. Yeshe Yeng Dang Jig Tengi Nang Salmamo Trupegu Nam Chik Gyal Tru Kong Shing Shak Solo Tru Du Gye Pardzo. All causes of turmoil among the Mamos of appearance and existence, both Mamos of the basic space of wisdom and those of the world, all our impairments and breakages, errors and confusions we confess. We supplicate you. We make this offering to you. Let it satisfy and delight you. Another Torma.
Okay, this one can go out.
Jinjikpa chenpo nyingpale Droje pelden jiksun re troma La mochukla chapsu songjurne Jikpa kunle kyopar zedu so. Great goddess of nature, having take refuge in you, essence, mother of all Buddhas, great mother Dharmakaya, true nature of our own minds. Protect us from all dangers within and without. Gewandi Nyurdudag Chi Chi Sala Goparshug. So what I have done here, I have run through the self-initiation of Mother Nature. If you have not had the Wong, you can't really do that by yourself, but you can feel it when I do it. What you can do is the mantra, because I have given you the lung for the mantra. And I am going to have Nyando type it out.
The mantra?
Yeah, it's the
Yes.
last line.
Okay.
I don't know how to put that line of Tibetan in.
Typed correctly.
But I will give you, I can give you the mantra. I can't give you that whole puja. It's not in a format that I can do that with. Scritchy scratchies. Most of those translations I was doing off the cuff from the Tibetan. And I apologize if I mispronounced any of the Tibetan. I was going fairly fast, and I don't sight read Tibetan. It's usually a lot slower than English and tends to be in teeny tiny print when I've got it on my iPad. Anyway, what you do here is using that mantra. Feel yourself becoming her, it, Gaia, Mother Nature, the whole world, this planet. Feel the imbalances of the four elements of the 5 elements of your 5 categories of emotions. As your 5 categories of emotions settle into harmony as the 5 wisdoms of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, as that settles, feel the 5 elements being harmonized within you as the whole world, interactive, interpenetrating. Feel that point within, and then use one or the other or both of the 2 Mamos songs I've given you to offer tormas to the Mamos. The Mamos aren't evil. Yes, they bring plague and fire and earthquakes. Your immune system is not evil, although it can excessively attack you, causing rheumatoid arthritis and other diseases when it's out of balance, when your elements are out of balance. Your immune system isn't always sensible. So the Mamos, pure wild energy, seeking balance, sometimes over balance. Don't you do that? You see, none of this is outside. There is no inside and outside. So the first teaching was Trekcha of the mind. And the second teaching was Tantra of the speech. Next is the body teaching. What can you do physically from your point of balance in Trekcha? Embodying Mother Nature to improve the balance in the world. Nyando, ideas. You had some things you were thinking of
About
this today.
activity and balance.
Yes.
Well, where I wanted to start from, what we had spoken about.
And do you have a mic?
Yes, I have my
Okay.
microphone. Hopefully people can hear me. Where the discussion started had to do with the emotions specifically. And what to do when it seems all the negative emotions involved in current events are controlling us, and we don't seem able to control them, and in some cases there's the added frustration of not being able to name it. Mm-hmm. Starting from the more obvious negative emotions like hatred, fear, grief, these sorts of things, between violence and disease and pollution and fire and all of these, and progressing from that to the unnameable emotions that are still negative, but we can't seem to get a grip on them. You can't name it, you can't quite visualize it, you can't sound out anything about it, but it's definitely there and making you uncomfortable. With emotions I can name, that part's easy. I can say, oh yeah, I'm really angry right now. Or
What do you do about it when you feel that your anger, which is fire element, is out of balance?
Acknowledge it without indulging it. It's really a practice of balance, because a number of people have that idea of, well, I as a perfect being should never be angry again, and no. But at the same time, another wise person way back in the day taught me about something she called, this is Shar Sundust taught me this. Something she called...
Lakota teacher.
Yes, and she taught me about what she called the hate dance, which I found really helpful. And what she said was, well, when you feel something like that, a negative emotion like hate, where somebody or something has really made you angry or annoyed you, you can turn it into this little happy dance inside. This is what she called the hate dance. Like, actually sing and dance to it, like, oh yeah, I hate so-and-so for blocking in my car, la la la. But as almost as a way of celebrating the fact that you have the hate. And then once you're done with your little hate dance, you go on to other things. It's like, okay, I had hate right then. I acknowledged it. I gave it its little song and dance, and now I need to go and do actual productive things.
And there you have the Lakota way of working with emotions, which is quite effective.
People are saying they can hear me.
Good.
Yeah. But the unnameable emotions, that's harder. That's where we had gotten stuck with the discussion the other day.
Mm-hmm.
When you're feeling something and it's making you uncomfortable, but you can't readily classify it or name it or do a little dance around it. You can, to a certain extent, and say, yes, I'm feeling this right now.
And next time that happens, the suggestion I have is that we go listen to the elements, that it's got to be an elemental imbalance that may not be specific, and to go look at fire, water, air, space, earth, and just see if one can feel in there what is out of balance. It might be a way to approach it without trying to name it as an emotion. Because what I am seeing in the world around me is an incredible amount of imbalance. Ecological imbalance, we've got to get a handle on the ecology. That is creating the ecological imbalances that have occurred are cycling with the viruses. You know, we get rid of this pandemic, find a vaccine, we'll just get another one until we get that under control. The loss of balance is creating these. My guess is that somehow we have to find deeds, each one of us, to rebalance the ecology. Does anyone have any ideas for that out there? Things that we can do other than recycle nicely? Are we getting anything in there?
Suggestions?
Yeah, I'm asking for suggestions of doings of the body. Not practices, but physical things you can do. Get an electric car if you can afford it. Fix your bicycle and go about on that if you can't. Try not to drive too much or use too much gas.
One person suggested a plant-based lifestyle.
Yes, if you can go vegetarian and your body is good with that, excellent.
Or just plants and
Or
trees.
Plant trees, plant plants. If you can't go vegetarian, increase the proportion of your plate that is vegetables. Unrefined vegetables that didn't come from far away and consume things that were grown decently, ecologically near to you from good farmers. Hit the farmer's market.
And
Fill half your plate with that.
One person has mentioned biodynamic healing in gardens.
Where the hell can I get biodynamic vegetables in the Bay Area? Nobody's growing them. Can't even find a CSA for that. And I love them. I'm not enough of a gardener to really manage it. My garden is vaguely organic and ignored. And too small to fuck in the spring. Which I believe is necessary for proper biodynamics.
Other suggestions: going camping out in the wilderness and relating to nature.
You gotta drive to get there.
Voting.
Vote, yes. Do please vote. We're going to either have to get the ecology under control or get the Space Force really going well, and my bets, knowing humans, are the third alternative.
Mm-hmm. Other suggestions: using what you have longer rather than replacing it is one.
Secondhand clothes. Hey, are the secondhand shops even open these days?
And someone else, in terms of using less energy, being sure to turn things off as you're not using them.
Yes. Avoid using the heat or the AC unless it's really out of hand where you are. Turn off the lights when you don't need them. Make a habit of it. What else can we do? Electric cars, bicycles. The thing is, we've got to do all these things, each one of us. We have to do this with body, speech, and mind. Just the pujas ain't gonna do it if you're wasteful. Just treksha won't be enough to save the world. It might just save you, and that's not enough. Because there is no you other than the world. We're all in this together, like it or not. I like a lot of those ideas.
Well, there's also an interesting one saying to adopt children who are already in the world.
Rather than bear children,
rather
yes.
than bearing your
Contraceptives. I've adopted 2 kids, raised 2 kids, raising a third, and have always been careful not to produce any. And that's as much because they aren't needed. A greater human population. Rinpoche used to call babies samsara seeds. He also raised a couple of kids that fell upon him by accident. They just sort of turned up. Can I stay? Oh, okay. Little ones, one was about 3 or 4. When his parents died, he walked over to Rinpoche's cave and said, I'm coming here now. What do you say to a little kid whose parents just died? You take him in and feed him. So that's Rinpoche's son, Tenem. And Jampa came next. Was there on pilgrimage with his parents and said, I'm not going back to Nepal, I'm staying. He was from Mogum. Yeah, Rinpoche has raised kids, but he never made any. That's a big one. There are kids that need you. All over the place. We don't need to be adding to the population problem. Anybody else got any ideas?
Well, there's a question, which I think is a good one. Most pollution and energy use is by big corporations. How can we influence them to be better about these things?
Petitions,
Right?
buying power.
Vote with your dollars.
Vote with your dollars. Vote with your body. Become socially active for the sake of the ecology. When you can balance yourself, you will see opportunities to poke it, to speak of it online. It is probably more important than social justice. Because even if we attain, which doesn't look very likely, social justice, and the world is destroyed, what, 20 years of a really cool society and then we die? I think it's more important to survive as a species, imperfect as we are. But that's me being speciesist. Something will survive. It always does, since the universe is alive. And it may not be Homo sapiens. Me, I'm okay with that, but are you? Any other thoughts or suggestions? I don't have a lot of answers on the social action I was hoping you guys did. I'd like to start a thread in the forum on social action and what we can do, where people can link and inform of things they find, of activities that can be done. Can you all start that? You know my forum. It's a place we can talk about it, we can put out suggestions. We've got now coming up one person, Lama Tashi, who's going to be leading Trekcha practices in the morning before my teachings. And another person, Jan, whose time has not yet been determined, we're going to get her started next month, who's going to be leading Chenrezig Bodhisattva practices. These are practice of mind. And the Bodhisattva working with Tantra, practice of speech. I'd like to get something going with practice of body. So let's all go to the forum over the next week and put forth our ideas and start a new thread. Body practice. And I don't mean yoga. I mean, out there in the world, how to drop your footprint, how to support Mother Nature, how to support a just society, which would be nice if we survive, but I'm going for ecology over justice at the moment. Even though me and mine may not survive without the justice. My own survival is not the most important, although I worry about my chondro. I still say ecology's got to come first. What do you think, Nyanda?
It's also interconnected.
They are, yes.
Once you commit yourself to things like, as I said earlier, voting with your dollar, so to speak, buying local, supporting local businesses, supporting local farmers, constantly recycling, reusing. Somebody in the comments said something that's very true, which is being an example to others is the practice, where you're constantly doing your own practice, but where people might see it from time to time or have questions, and you can explain where it all connects in. Similarly, one of the other suggestions that came, and something I've also been seeing on YouTube and on a different topic, is this concept of sharing what you have. Because having too much of something and being able to give it to somebody else, I mean, there's no racial or religious or any kind of divide around that activity, and it's one anybody can do. The example given in the comments was, well, if you have a car and must drive, you can give someone else a ride to somewhere.
Yes, absolutely.
Or if in our case, the zucchinis are exploding and we have way too many, our fruit trees are exploding and we've got,
Oh yes, if you're in the Bay Area, pears.
Yeah, so giving them away is a perfectly natural thing to do. I remember a Catholic friend who joked that the local priest was oh so proud of her because she brought extra food to church every Sunday to bring to people, and she told me he really doesn't understand zucchinis. But that idea of sharing, I mean, it really is something anybody can do if you have a little bit of extra. And it doesn't have to be money. Sometimes it's food. I had somebody on the street hit me up for change and I didn't have any. But I had just left like a burrito shop or something and lunch was huge. So I was like, here, while you're figuring out your situation, at least eat this.
Mm-hmm. Sharing and giving.
Yes.
Gewa. Practicing the 6 paramitas. You know about those, right? Patience, generosity, virtue. Sundral. What the hell is sundral in English? Perseverance, meditation, wisdom. Morality is just really simple. It says, do Gewa, avoid Digpa. Remember, Gewa opens and relaxes. Digpa creates stress, short-term and long.
There was a good question that came up.
Yes, give it.
Will pacifying the Mamos do more harm than good with the ecological crisis? Shouldn't we just let them run wild?
Yeah, I've thought of that. And no, I don't think so. But maybe. I'm not sure of that. My feeling is if they can be pacified, it's because things are back in balance. Because only rebalancing will pacify them. The little gifts, the pretzels, the tormas you give them, nice gesture, that's not going to pacify Mamos. Not if you're littering, consuming all of this. Only offering them balance will pacify them. So yes, pacify the Mamos with balance. When you do Mother Nature's mantra and you bring your own elements into balance, it radiates out from you. I would like to give you guys that ceremony. I'm going to try to find it a little bit cleaned up. Cut and paste. I'll see what I can do. But I don't have it in a condition to send to you right now. And you do need the Wong to be doing it yourself. You can follow with me when I do it myself, but you need the Wong to do it yourself. It's a little bit more complex. I'm recommending you just work with the mantra and the feel of it. Because if you're any good at tantra, you can make that work. Tantra works by umpha, by gonzo, and by faith. We know that nature exists. We know that the world is magical. We have absolute faith in this. So Tantra works. But do practice with body, speech, and mind. This is not instead of Trekcha. It goes with Trekcha. And Gewa. All the way through. Body, speech, and mind. Anything else coming in from those out there?
Just replying to someone who suggested that we sign up for Imperfect Foods.
We get them every week. We're already on that. Between that and Farmer's Market, we pretty much... When I cook, I'm not vegetarian. Neither Nyando's nor my body put up with it. We've both tried at different times and get really sick. Anemic. She has thalassemia. And I have some kind of weird vitamin B absorption issue, according to my doc. So that doesn't work, but I'm the main cook in the house. I love to cook. And pretty much when I do it, half the plate is organic, locally grown vegetables. A quarter of the plate is a protein of some kind, which might be tofu, or might be cheese, or might be seafood, or might be a little bit of meat. And a quarter of the plate is a whole grain of some kind. Polenta, brown rice, wheat, bread, noodles. That's about what I can do about dropping my carbon footprint. Yes, there's a little meat in it, but without that, we both don't do well. And a couple of times a week, it doesn't have meat in it. It's vegetarian, neither meat nor seafood. That's as far as I can go and maintain health, which is part of the tantric precepts. But that's better than your American diet, which is all meat with maybe some refined carbs and a piece of lettuce. When I travel in the Midwest and I look for a vegetable, it's like, well, we'll garnish it with parsley if you want. Can I have more parsley, please? So, look at your own life. What can you do to balance the elements in the surroundings?
I might also mention our webmaster, Tasha, has set up an area in the community forum on the website. I've posted it into comments
Excellent.
here on Facebook and over into YouTube.
For talking about this?
Yes,
Excellent.
yes. So
Because I
Susan-
want the three pieces. I want a Trekchya meditation group going. I want a tantric meditation group going. And I want a social activism group going. But that's ecological and individual elemental balancing as much as anything else. Because that's got to be part of it. Thank you, Tasha. Thank you, Fearless Star. Karma Jigme is her Tibetan name.
Let's see, a couple of questions about the ceremony, and one person wanting to know, can you give guidance on how karma is created and what text should she read for that?
Oh, text I'm not sure what to give you. It's scattered about everywhere. Karma is created by actions. The why you did that is as important as what you did, which is as important as what you did it to. So it pretty much breaks down into three aspects: the why, the what, and the who. Subject, verb, object. If it's got all these three, it's a complete karma. The results are guaranteed to arise to your descendant. Don't you? You're dead. You die in every moment and re-arise as someone new. All your future selves, the future of your mind stream, they're really your descendants. They're not you. You're dead. You only last for a moment as who you are in this moment. And yet, the illusion of continuity and individuality is epidemic among sentient beings. You think you're real. You think you're who you think you are. You believe those thoughts. You fooled yourself again. Nonetheless, karma will get you. Well, it will get who you think you are, which isn't real, but it will suffer. So you don't want, whether it is you or your descendants, to be suffering. So watch out for what you do, why you do it, and what you do it to. That's pretty basic. For more detail, why don't you try Googling karma and reading a whole bunch of stuff and then asking me questions, and I'll help you sort out what was just weird stuff that people made up and what was real. Because I don't have offhand a good text to recommend. However, if there is anything out there by Lama Zopa, Lama Tupten Zopa of FPTMC, if I said those.
FPMT, I think.
FPMT, I always get their initials wrong. If they've got any writings on karma, it's probably worth reading. He's a very clear speaker in Lam Rim terms, and it will give you the basics. But do remember that you aren't real right now. Oops, you died, you're gone. Here's a new one. And who comes next depends on karma. A Tsalung practicer will see karma as being caught in the energy channels. A Lamrim practitioner believes that it is stored in the alaya venena, but has no idea what that is, and may think it's their belly button. A Dzogchenpa. Any other questions?
A couple of ceremonial ones. Did you sprinkle dutsi on the tormas?
Yes.
Did, when you make a torma, does that include an offering of food or drink, or are these more symbolic?
A real offering of food and drink which has been decorated. It has to have clothes on. That's a Tibetan thing, which could be just bread with butter on it, not just the bread. Preferably pretty butter, like a rosette of butter. I did pretzels with flowers because I was running late this morning and went and grabbed what was fresh to open because you never offer leftovers. And I'm out of tsampa right now and have to get around to making more, or, see, I haven't been down to where they sell tsampa in Berkeley, which would be the Berkeley flea market from the Tibetans there. You can usually buy some. But I haven't gotten to that lately, so I'm out of tsampa, so my tormas look like pretzels. Oh well.
I guess as long as everyone understands that they're just pretzel-shaped tormas.
Pretzel-shaped tormas, it'll do.
And
I like to make real tormas. I think they're really cool, and I know how to make them, and I've been trained in the some of the different types of tormas. I'm not an expert. But, yeah, I'm out of tsampa.
And just clarify what happens with the food offerings after the ceremony.
Something eats them, of course.
Just put out there.
Yeah, you toss them into the air outside. And presumably a squirrel or a demon or a god or a stray dog or a something, beetle, will eat them. The wild critters are the pets of the land spirits, which are part of, like you, Mother Nature, who herself is Tara, mother of all Buddhas. Anything else on there?
A couple of different questions, a couple about Ekadzati.
Mm-hmm.
And would her mantra be helpful in these times?
She's the queen of the Mamos. She protects Dzogchen. If you are practicing Dzogchen, and this particular Tara has Ekadzati on her right side, and Osel Chenma on her left.
Wow. Okay then.
So both of those are with her. If you are a true Dzogchenpa, working directly with Ekadzati will facilitate your path. Your choice.
When we receive green Tara empowerment, does that include the 21 Taras and include Parnashavari?
Depends on which empowerment and how that was done. Often, yes, since they are all aspects of green Tara. If you received green Tara in anything further than Kriya Tantra, such as Yoga Tantra or Anuttara Tantra, yes, it would include all her aspects. In most empowerments, but in Kriya, not always.
Okay, well, we're still going. I just can't pull up questions right now.
Well, I think we might be done. We've started a forum discussion where
Yeah.
that will continue.
Been going for about 2 hours.
We've been going about 2 hours. I told you about the practice of mind, which is Trekja. I showed it to you. Refuge and Bodhicitta. The practice of tantra. And we've started a forum for further discussion between us and ideas for activities in the world that may be an improvement, that may return the balance. Even going to a demonstration for social justice and running manis and soothing people there. Trying to send soothing energy to the scared cops and the weird white boys that have come down looking for excitement, the Boogaloo folk. You might be able to pull that off, and it would be well worth doing. Something to consider. But not if you're going to get jangled. It's jangled enough down there. Anything else we want to say, Nyando?
Not that I can think of. The emotions, giving, the forum, I think that covers it.
And we are complete for today. May any benefit that has arisen by us working together to balance the energies of the world, may it be of benefit, because we're all in this together. We are complete. Just